The Carabao Cup final, top of the bill on Sunday afternoon. The Premier League leaders Arsenal taking on second-placed Manchester City, which actually makes it the first League Cup final in history to be played between the top two teams in the country. And I'm delighted to say I'm joined by some very special guests this morning to look ahead to it. Former Arsenal midfielder Paul Merson is here, alongside former Manchester City midfielder Michael Brown. Gents, thank you for getting up bright and early to join us on Sky Sports Breakfast and for bringing the trophy with you. Paul, should we start with Arsenal? Because the quadruple is still on. How important is it that Arsenal get a win in this final on Sunday, quadruple or not?
I think very important. You know, I haven't won a lot of trophies in recent years. I think this is a massive, massive game. I think it's a massive game for both of them. But yeah, for Arsenal to get over the line, to beat a team of Man City's magnitude, you know, with the players they got and being there so many times over the last how many years, it would be massive for Arsenal and it would be on then. I think this is the hardest one to win at the moment. I do. I think it's the hardest one. I think the league, I think they'll win the league. They've got a nice FA Cup draw, in my opinion. No disrespect to Southampton. And they should beat Sporting. And then when you get to the semi-final, Barcelona, you get two chances. Do you know what I mean? It's not just a one-off. If Haaland turns up this weekend and he's hot, you know, it's a different game. So for me, I just side with Arsenal, but I'm not going there as confident.
He's celebrating already. That's
I'm not.
Celebrating. We're going to win the league.
Oh, they're going to win the league. They'll win the league. They'll win the league, Michael. Yeah, they'll win the league. No, I've said all along.
Nerves still, isn't there?
No.
We're not sitting on the ropes at the moment. I don't know what else to say.
Well, this is just it, actually, Michael, isn't it? Given that Manchester City's title charge has faltered, they went out of the Champions League in midweek. Coming into this one, is the pressure actually on Pep Guardiola's side?
It always is. I think when you've got Pep, the pressure's on every single game, the delivery of the trophies. I think what he's done with this competition, he's took it seriously since he's gone in there. And he said they've been there a few times, 22 times he's took City to Wembley. 22.
22.
Incredible, yeah.
How many years is that in?
Yeah, well, is it 10? He's on 10 years, isn't he?
Wow.
Which is obviously
That's
semi-finals.
Oh, yeah, but it's still
to
extraordinary.
visit that
That
many
is
times.
extraordinary.
And it's something he wants to win. Obviously, they're talking of his future, what's next, and he loves this trophy. So it'll be something that will be so important to him. And will there be anything else? Because the Champions League, the league looks like it's drifting away, and then a difficult FA Cup tie. So the pressure is all on Manchester City.
Bukayo was an unused substitute in 2020 when Arsenal last lifted a major trophy. Can being a key player in a major final help take you to another level in the opinions of people that are maybe on the fence about him a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. You know, he said to me in the interview, he's there to win trophies. He's got to win trophies. You'll be remembered as for winning trophies. That's what you're remembered for at football clubs. And, you know, he's done everything so far, but just get over the line like the rest of the team. But they have been so consistent. You know, it's a different game for him. He's played in European champion, you know, for England in finals and semi-finals. But it's so different when you're playing for your club that you've been at since you were 8 years of age and you're playing at Wembley. And, you know, there's not a player that will turn the telly on Sunday afternoon and not wish they were there playing in that game. It's the ultimate. That give me... I think it was 750 games. That give me one of my biggest days in my footballing career. Scoring in the Carabao Cup final for Arsenal it just doesn't get any bigger. Do you know what I mean? I think Saka will be like, he'll be nervous. He will be nervous. You know, he just will. He's been there so long and they're that close away, but they could be that far away. They're
looking good, don't they, Sam?
Yeah,
they're
a
look
team.
Look at their squad and how hard they are to beat.
Yeah.
He's obviously a shining star, but do you feel like there will be a little bit of nerves in there still because of, you know, the pressure to deliver a trophy, even on the manager, you would think?
Oh, 100%. Even though they've played big games for their countries, a lot of these players, it's different because this is week in, week out. You know, worked for this for last 3, 4, 5 years, some of them. The nerves will hit them. It will hit them coming down Wembley Way. The fans are there. And, you know, Arsenal have not been there every year. Man City have been there every year. You know, they'll know when they go to bed Saturday night, it's just a different feeling. You know, for me, I don't know what would you rather, Mike? It was a Man City man. Do you want it to be a gung-ho end-to-end football match, or do you want it to be a tight and keep it tight game?
We were just discussing that before because, you know, obviously Mikel Arteta, this Arsenal side, he can be very rigid, he can sit in and wait, and then Pep obviously wants control, but he knows that'll suit Arsenal, that they can just sit, wait and delay. So he might have to say at some point, we're going to open it up, we're going to make it a little bit more exciting. He doesn't fully like that. But to have the two two teams in first and second to be in this full house. It's a brilliant occasion. Do you know, like the cup? I just think it's magical from when it starts off, when Grimsby beat like Manchester United. They had 24, 25 penalties or something. You know, so I just think the cup is amazing. I think it's underestimated at times. You know, for what it brings, as you said. Winning it.
It would give me one of my best football memories, without a doubt.
As players and fans, I think, you know, look at Newcastle. Amazing scenes.
Exactly. I mean, it's that sort of that final mentality as well, isn't it? And these sort of one-off games. Manchester City have lost their last two major finals, both of them in the FA Cup, 2024 against Manchester United, 2025 against Crystal Palace. Is that a concern going into this? Can we read too much into that? Should we read much into that?
So I'm going to cause a little bit. The Manchester United one, I think, was a sort of a freebie for Manchester United, because there was a few celebrations, and maybe they just sort of gone, we've done everything, took the eye off the ball slightly for 2 or 3 days before it, and they got done. But Palace, you know, full credit to him. You felt like there was something there, and for them to go and do it. But you know, it is one of those situations where you do find yourself where you sort of going, you're not fluid, they're not playing as well, there's a few changes in the team, shining players like Phil Foden, what a day for him with the England squad. Can he get in and around it? And Erling Haaland's got a little bit quiet, but sometimes that's a good thing when you probably think, right, he's not going to be there, and he comes.
Sometimes that's when he's most dangerous, isn't it? There's been so much talk, Merce, hasn't there, about Arsenal's style of play this season in every competition. Will any of the fans care, though, if they win 1-0 via a set piece on Sunday?
No, 100% not. 100% not. You know, when you pick that trophy up, whatever trophy it may be at the end of the season, it just has winner on the back. It doesn't say entertainer or you're boring or you're this and that. It's winner. It's a grind. Week in, week out. You know, you've got to perform. Sometimes you have to get over the line. Sometimes they've been amazing at the start of the season, September, October. This is the problem. People never remember the start of the season. You should always... when people used to say to me, always play well last 25 minutes, that's all the fans remember.
Are you surprised that they get criticism for it? Because of the position they're in. All the trophies, and then they're sort of saying, well, look at Arsenal, it's boring. It's not entertaining. Could they play different? Is he a little bit too negative? He's in the right position.
I think so. I'd rather this, Arsenal winning every week like that, playing like the way they are, than being one of them teams that everybody goes, I love watching Arsenal play. I love watching Arsenal, but they don't win anything. Yeah. They keep on getting beat and opening games up. That was what was happening at Arsenal 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Now, people don't like Arsenal, like no one liked Man United and no one liked Man City, because they kept on winning football matches. You know, the teams that keep on losing 4-3 and 5-2 and 6-4, everybody goes, I love watching. Like, I used to love watching Angie's team at Tottenham. I used to love it. I'm not a Tottenham man, but I love watching them.
No, you're not a Tottenham man. Who knew?
It was brilliant.
But you've got entertainment. You've got entertainment, and that's what. And people love watching them. But if they kept on winning every week, people want to watch them.
Well, that's just it, isn't it, as well? And it's very easy to criticise those at the top when you can't find a way to stop them. Michael, you mentioned Erling Haaland and how he has been quiet recently. He did score midweek. Does that sort of set him up a little bit? Will that maybe get him going after a relatively poor start to the year? And I use that sort of in quote marks. It's just by his
Please be careful with that, because you know, everyone sort of said if he has a little patch in it, and it's because of what he's done so far. You expect him to score a hat-trick every single week, and I think that is the danger. I think what's really interesting here is who he's coming up against. It's Arsenal too. I think it's got a little bit of spice. I think it'll suit Arsenal if City don't open it up a little bit quicker, don't try and get in behind with some diagonal passes and always in front of them. But there's a little needle there, and I think Erling Haaland will be looking to try and get the better of it, which adds more to it, doesn't it? Because we've not really seen Erling rattled too much. But with this Arsenal, you know, you see it, can't you? With the two centre-backs. It sets it up nicely, actually.
Do you think any of these guys would get in the current Arsenal side, Michael?
Would they get in? I mean, on form, yes, you would say, wouldn't you? Aubameyang, if he was playing as well as he could. I mean, Granit Xhaka, we've seen a different side of it. It's tough, isn't it? There's all ability, but really as a group of players, the problem was that, you know, certainly with ability, but I don't. The balance wasn't necessarily right, was it, Merson? To be honest?
Take away the front. Wow, done well to get to the final, didn't it? At back three. Yeah,
but
I don't. Yeah, I mean, Aubameyang.
Wilshere was unplayable.
Yeah, Wilshere. Oh yeah, 100%. Him and
Ozil
were world. You know, Ozil was world class at one stage. You know, Wilshere was one of the best young prospects ever, and Aubameyang could play on his day when he was at his best. Would they get in now?
It's that forward line still for
Yeah, it's
Arsenal.
a forward
where you're going,
line,
right, because
yeah.
of the number 9. You're sort of going, right, who is still the...
Yeah.
Don't
But
have
that
to
front
solve the
three, that
problem,
front
you know?
three is a good front three. But, you know, would you... Yeah, it's changed now. The game's changed in that way where the two there weren't the quickest two, but they had the best brains in Ozil and Wiltshire. You know, now there's a lot of pace down the outsides, isn't there? You know, so yeah, it would have been interesting.
Time to put you both on the spot now. Prediction, please.
Prediction. I mean, for Pep to win five times it'd be amazing. The record again, another record for Pep. So I feel it's going to be really, really tough. Arsenal slight favourites, but I've got to go with it. It might be. I was saying to Merson before, it's just a tough one which way it's going to go. But I'm going to go towards 2-1 to City.
I'd have been very surprised if you'd backed Arsenal there.
Yeah, no,
Be honest, you've got to be honest sometimes. You don't feel like it's
I think it's a really tight game. I really think this is even, Stephen. I think it's
You were saying Man City as well, weren't you?
A flick of a coin.
Don't you
I'm
change
going,
your mind now.
I'm going Arsenal
Much in
by the
change,
odd
right?
goal, odd goal, and I hope it's a thriller. I don't think we will get a thriller. I think if we get an early goal, it might open it
Extra
up. But
time?
I think it could be a long one.
Well, Gooners, as you've just seen, this Carabao Cup final isn't just another game. This is a moment that could define Arsenal's entire season. Listening to Paul Merson there, one thing really stands out. Winning this trophy against Manchester City would be massive for this team. Not just because it's silverware, but because beating a side of City's level in a final at Wembley gives a squad real belief. And that belief could be huge. Arsenal are top of the league, still fighting on multiple fronts, and suddenly the expectations are back. For years, people have asked the same question. Can this Arsenal team actually win when it matters most? Well, Sunday is the perfect chance to answer that. Merson also made a really interesting point about the nerves. Even players like Bukayo Saka, who've played in huge games before, will feel it. Walking down Wembley Way, seeing the fans, knowing a trophy is 90 minutes away, finals are always different. But here's the thing, while City have more experience in these situations, they're also coming into this game under serious pressure. They're out of the Champions League, the league title looks like it's slipping away, and suddenly this trophy might be one of their last big chances this season. And tactically, this game could be tight. Arsenal are incredibly hard to beat right now, organised, disciplined and dangerous when the moment comes. People might criticise the style sometimes, but honestly, when you lift a trophy, nobody cares how you did it. It only says one thing on the back: winner. Now I want to hear from you, Gooners. Do you think Arsenal will beat Manchester City in the final? And what's your score prediction? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy Arsenal reactions and fan opinions like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video.